Hey guys, what's up? Unrested here, and today I'm on the prowl and on the rush to get myself a YouTube video filmed, and that's why I thought what I'd go ahead and do is make today's video about doing YouTube or just filming in Japan. A lot of you are either going to come here to visit or maybe even move here, and many of you are interested in starting your own channel or maybe just doing a little segment on Japan while you're here or just letting people know about your trip. Today what we're going to do is just cover about some rules, some do's, some don'ts, being a YouTuber in Japan, and covering some of the things that you should and shouldn't do, where you should film, where it's good and bad to film, what people you're allowed to film, what you're allowed to put on film, what can get copyright striked, and all other types of stuff. Even just some hints and tips, I guess, for how I grew my channel while living in Japan. One thing you will notice is most of us here in Japan have much smaller channels. For example, I don't think there's any Gaijin or Gaikokujin, channel here in Japan that has 1 million subscribers. If there is, please let me know. I'd be very interested to see that. Anyway, guys, let's get going. I'll film and talk in the background while you look at different things in Japan.
The Battle of Yorktown, 1781.
Monsieur Hamilton,
Monsieur Lafayette,
in command when you belong.
are you saying no sweat? We're finally on the field, we've had quite a run.
Immigrants, we get the job done.
One of the first things you're going to want to cover is where can you film while you're in Japan? Can I just film anywhere while I'm just walking in the street? Well, for the most part, outside in this public area, it's considered public domain, and you are allowed to film crowds and people's faces in crowds. Even if people tried to hit up your video and say they didn't want to be in the film later because someone found your video and was angry about it, by Japanese law, faces in crowds can be shown. Now, the only time where that might be considered not right or illegal is if you do something like show somebody's place of residence or a specific business. One very important rule to remember is if you're going to complain about a business in Japan, if you complain about a business in Japan, whether it's true or false, whether you've been wronged or you've been righted, if it in any way causes the business to lose money, they can sue you and they can have that video taken down. They can actually take quite a bit of legal stance against you, even if what they did was totally horrible. Like, let's say you ordered something from somewhere, they never sent it, you go to their business, you try to talk to them, they refuse to talk to you, so you film outside their headquarters. They could strike down your channel for that. You could get in a lot of trouble for that because that's the way, I guess, slander or libel laws work in Japan. Whether it's true or not true, if it causes a person to lose money, then they can sue you for that. A company can do that, and a person themselves can do that. So if a person owns a business and you talk bad about that person, it ruins their reputation, and then they lose money, then you can get sued. So be careful. Now, as I was just saying with filming out in public, that's totally okay. But when you go inside of shops, most shops in Japan don't want you filming, and this is because they consider their own customers' privacy. Privacy in Japan is a big deal. You'll find a lot of profiles, social networking, even Mixi profiles and Facebook profiles don't even actually have a picture of the person who actually owns the profile. And if they do, they've either blocked out their face or they've possibly put some kind of postage stamp character on there, or cartoon character, or something they like, or food they like. And you won't get to see their actual pictures unless you add them as a friend, or maybe you just don't at all unless you request one. And Japan, the reason that is done is because in the past there have been rumors that there's things like revenge porn, where, if you don't know what that is, it's taking somebody's face and photoshopping it into some sort of porn picture. There's power hara, sekuhara, which is power harassment and sexual harassment that has happened from cases in the past of people searching other people's profiles online. There's been online internet bullying, there's been group harassment bullying, and many, many other things that have affected people's lives in different ways. So Japan takes this very serious. And for the most part, Japanese people are very professional about how private they are with their personal lives, as it can affect their job, their company, and their family, and also cause them to lose face. So be ready to not be allowed to film anyone or anything within a shop if it's going to violate the privacy of the customers there. And, respect that. Anytime you see the no camera sign, and a lot of shops have it here in the city, respect that.
This is where it gets me. On my feet, the enemy ahead of me. If this is the end of me, at least I have a friend with me. Weapon in my hand, a command of my men with me. Then I remember my Eliza is expecting me. Not only that, my Eliza is expecting. We gotta go, gotta get the job done. Gotta start a new nation, gotta meet my son. Take the bullets out your gun, the bullets out your gun. We move undercover and we move as one. Through the night we have one shot to live another day. We cannot let a stray gunshot give us away. We will fight up close, seize the moment and stay in it. It's either that or meet the business end of a bayonet. The code word is Rochambeau, dig me? Rochambeau. You have your orders now, go man, go. And so the American experiment begins with my friends all scattered to the winds.
One aspect you may not know about that is a special rule in Japan is that if you use a camera or you use any sort of video camera or a phone or anything that pretty much can take a picture that has been bought in Japan, by law it needs to make a sound when you start it up. If you hit that take a photo button, if you hit that record button, it needs to make a sound, and it will. And it's required by all technology in Japan that it needs to start making a sound. And the reason for this is because of a problem in the past with upskirt photos. If you don't know what that is, it means people following behind women and taking pictures up their skirt. So anyway, yeah, you can't be using your camera and you can't be using your photos to be taking pictures of just random people without their permission in Japan, as far as it's one single person concerned. For example, maybe you see somebody who looks a bit odd on the train and you think, wow, this would be great for vlogging. Well, it might be, but you might also get in trouble for doing so. Also, if you attempt to find any kind of cute guy or cute girl that you want to take a photo with, you know, at least ask their permission. Or maybe even just a wacky character. I have seen friends who found girls dressed up in that yamaba, which is kind of the raccoon type of makeup, and asked to take pictures with them. Most people in Japan, if they're dressed quite wild, are pretty friendly about taking pictures. They usually want some sort of attention. Nonetheless, I would still ask. Now let's talk about some of the things to be a little bit careful about when you're doing a bit of videoing in Japan. As you can see right now, I'm inside my house. I'm doing a little bit of filming right here in my house. But there's a couple things I don't do. And one of the things I don't do is I don't take outside shots of my apartment complex. I try not to take too many shots of places close to my apartment. I have had some viewers write me, and it's not in any sort of psychotic way or I'm going to kill you way. It's just kind of figuring out where I live. And they've distinguished a certain area that I live in by certain shops because I show them a lot in the videos. But what I've always let them know is actually those aren't the shops right next to my house, because I actually turn off the camera in between walking a bit of a distance from my house before turning it back on again. And that's something you might want to practice yourself. Japan is much smaller than America. If you're an American coming over here, yes, it's very hard to find someone within a long distance area because states and even cities are quite large in comparison to Japan. But Japan is a small place. Here in Japan, people consider it a very, very long trip if you head out to Tokyo, and that's only about 2 hours on the Shinkansen. So in general, it's very condensed and very compact. And that means that when you do film and do show your area, you're giving away your area to not only your favorite viewers and your fans who love you, but you may also be giving that information away to your trolls and your haters and possibly even somebody who's a bit off. I'm not saying that anything's going to happen to you or that you're going to end up in any sort of trouble. There have been J-vloggers in the past, though, who have run into problems such as Japanese nationalists, Uyoku, coming for their business, for their house, because they showed too much information as to where they're located. They've come up and rang their doorbells, they've taken pictures and posted them online. And, you know, that's something you probably don't want to get into yourself. For example, I'll probably never show where my school opens when I open it finally. I'll probably show the inside of it and talk to you about refurbishing, getting a school and a business started, because I want you all to learn how to do that yourself here in Japan. But what I won't do is be showing the outside building or probably even saying the name of my company, to be honest, unless I want to throw an advertisement out there. But I don't think I do want to connect my professional life to my YouTubing life. You'll notice even if I ever show myself in the classroom, I do things like cut off different parts of different words in the classroom. I cut off all the students' heads. Oh wait, I don't do that. I don't actually kill my students. No, I mean, I blur out their heads, or I, make sure I film above or at the top where you only see maybe their hairline, and that's about it. There's a lot of child privacy laws here in Japan. You cannot film any kid at any job that you would work at teaching English here without the permission of the parents. And that is something that can get you into a lot of trouble, and I have seen YouTubers fired from their job for. Be careful with that. Do not risk showing one of your kids online, even if you have a great relationship with him and his family or her and her family, and you're just really excited about how well this kid has learned or progressed in your class. I understand, I get it. Sometimes you have students you're so proud of, but you need the parents' permission. And it's to a point where you not only need their permission, but you need it where that they sign something actually in Japan if they're going to release that. Even the schools themselves have parents sign stuff that says, yes, I will allow my kid to be in a commercial, a advertisement, a picture, or even just the newsletter magazine. So yes, once again, be very careful with that. Well guys, now that I've finished up this whole video and all the filming that goes with it and the sound, it's time to sit down at my little tiny studio here where all the magic happens and get to work putting this video together. I hope you enjoyed everything you heard, saw, and watched today. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. All your likes, links, comments, shares, and everything else you guys do for me is so appreciated, guys. We are on our way to 60,000 subscribers, and my explanation of how excited I am will never do this justice in this video. I can't fully express how I am jumping for joy inside here. You guys have not only raised my spirits all throughout 2016, but long into 2017 coming up, and I will continue to put as much quality as I possibly can with as little bit of time as I have into each and every video I make for you. I will continue to take requests on anything JFAC, JVlog, or Japan oriented. On top of that, dealing with a lot of social anxiety issues, public problems with social issues in Japan, and anything else you guys send my way. I love it. I love it. I love doing this. My passion for YouTube has been reinvigorated and launched anew with not only how much love and comments and likes and shares you guys have been giving me, but the fact that I've watched this channel grow because of you guys. Thank you again so much. I'm Unrested with the questions you requested. This is JFAC.
You have your orders now, go man, go. And so the American experiment begins with my friends all scattered to the winds. Lawrence is in South Carolina, redefining bravery. We'll never be free until we end slavery. When we finally drive the British away, Lafayette is there waiting in Chesapeake Bay. How did we know that this plan would work? We had a spy on the inside, that's right. Hercules Mulligan!
Tell a spying on the British government. I take the measurements, information, and then I smuggle it up to my brother's revolutionary covenant. I'm running with the Sons of Liberty, and I am loving it. See, that's what happens when you up against the ruffians. We in the shit now, somebody's gotta shovel it. Hercules Mulligan, I need no introduction. When you knock me down, I get the fuck back up again.